Gabs, still on Unit 1, but this time looking at music through the years, the workshop process and the performance. So when you first got told we were doing this music through the years show, starting in the 20s and ending now, what sort of things did you look at to prepare yourself for the individual scenes that you'd be involved in?
I looked at different music periods because I knew that some were in different genres as well as like different times as well. And I looked at certain years because I am into a bit of 80s music myself, so I was happy we were doing from all the way from 30s towards the 2000s. And then I also looked at certain artists or certain groups, and then I was happy with what we were told we were doing. So, yeah.
So thinking specifically about the scenes that you were involved in,
Yeah.
what influenced how you acted or behaved in them scenes? So think about Rock Around the Clock, the punk scene,
Yeah.
the 50s where you were sort of like a diner waitress.
Well, when we did Rock Around the Clock, I did love that song until I danced to it so many times. I thought of how they dressed, and I watched a bit of Grease and all sorts of 50s clips, especially Elvis because it's that time of period. Then when I did the punk scene, we spoke about that in the staff room, and I thought I'm really glad because I watched Sid and Nancy, which was to do with Sid Vicious from Sex Pistols, and I was happy with how it turned out, the punk scene, because we were just being silly and we got away with it. And then I can't remember the other scene I was in. What was the other scene?
You did Rock Around the Clock, the 50s diner.
Yes.
We'll Meet Again.
Oh, I love We'll Meet Again because that was like in the war period, so you kind of get to see what the women sort of went through while the husbands went away. And then we were singing to our husbands, and then our husbands came on stage. So it was nice to go from all the way from sad to more happier, and you realise how the mood has changed throughout the years. So that was kind of how I got the order as well.
Looking at your performance
Yes.
of music through the years, do you think you communicated the message of each scene you were involved in to the audience effectively?
Yes, yeah, I do, because when I was doing Rock Around the Clock, I was dancing, and like as long as I kept a happy face, they knew that I was enjoying that dance. And then before I even did Rock Around the Clock, I did a little burger scene because that was the inside joke of Elvis with the burger. And then that was nice to interact with the audience because going through them. And I think the message went out to the audience because it's just all the different time periods, and they're trying to see all these different messages we get through the time period.
We had quite a different mix of audiences for this show.
Yes.
Which one do you think you preferred the best? Because we had afternoon performances to primary schools, and then in the evening it was more executives and sort of investors and VIP members. So which one do you think the show works best for?
I think it was actually the primary schools because they were so lively and they were clapping to everyone at the end. They maybe they wouldn't have understood 2000s because they were quite young, but I think they were just so happy with everything. They looked like they enjoyed it, and that made me enjoy it a bit more. So they're the type of audience.
Anything else that you'd like to add about the workshop process? Do you think it worked for this type of performance, or would you prefer to have been scripted and directed?
No, I think it worked for this type of performance because we were all together for once, and that was a bit of a challenge because we'd never properly worked together before that, and we were all involved as well. So yeah, I think that really helped. So I'd rather that than be directed and scripted.
Yep. Thank you very much.